So, Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for all the blessings, all the gifts you have given us. We thank you for this Reiki session, and we ask you that all the intentions that we hold in our hearts for this Reiki session, whether it be healing for us or healing for family or friends, that we receive that healing that we so ask for and that we so seek. Amen.
Would you like to go around and add people to the circle? Would you each like to lead the Reiki share? Barb, would you like to lead it again?
Sure.
I think everybody would be very happy. But if anyone else does want to join in, please feel free. Okay, Barb, thanks.
Okay, I don't know if we're going to go around and put people in the circle. And I have a thought, maybe we could just go around and introduce ourselves so that other people know to connect to you. Or we could look at the participant list and connect that way. I'm just thinking that we are a group and it's powerful energy. So we're including each other. I don't know if a visual would help that. We know each other are here. Why don't we each in our own minds bring in the people that we want? And we'll do that for like a minute. Okay. Alice taught me this cute little thing years ago. I would like everyone to just sort of rub their hands together and activate the Reiki energy. And when you do that, place your hands at a little distance and feel the energy between your hands. And squeeze it to feel how intense it gets. And then pull it out until you can actually feel the edges. And then stretch a little bit. Don't lose touch with it. Just stretch it. This is a great way to expand your energy. One of the exercises we did was to actually send this energy ball around in a circle. It was passing the ball. It was really interesting. Okay, now before we do our meditation, we're going to activate our angel wings. And this is something else that Alice taught me. If you're sitting, fine. If you're standing, that might be easier. But touch your shoulder blades. And work with that energy ball, your chi ball, and bring your arms up and circle around your body and take it under your feet and bring it up. Back to your shoulders. It's called your angel wings. It's also a way of protecting yourself. Okay, let's get started then. Can someone time this? Maybe give us the cue at 9 minutes, and then we can work on, wrapping it up for a minute.
Sure.
Okay.
I will, would you like me to give a little message in chat, Barb, or would you like me to verbally tell you?
I think a 1 minute warning verbally, because I won't be watching the chat. Okay.
Oh, okay, that sounds good.
Okay. So when at first, I'd like you to think of the spot about 7 inches above your head and visualize that ball of light and pull it down through your crown chakra. Just pull it into your crown. Instead of it being above you, it is you. Okay, pull it into your crown, but let it flood the entire area of all of your subtle bodies, especially your brain. Pull it into your brain. Feel it riding the waves of all of those little grooves and crannies in your brain. Feel the energy touching your neurons, your synapses. We all have some issues in our brain. Let the healing start. Start with those synapses. Some people have overactive synapses causing a lot of pain. Some need to create some new neural pathways. So ask that energy, if you want to guide your healing. I'm feeling the texture more of plasma, where it's flowing, but it's a little bit thick, almost like a lava. And for me right now, it's a very bright silver. Look at the light. In our brains, we have gray matter. See what areas of your brain are not as active, or just really pay attention to what signals your brain is giving you that it needs some energy work. Just feel free to explore. Myself, I feel like I'm driving a little car through my brain and just sort of looking around. Make sure you go to the back of your brain, to the occipital, where your skull connects to your spinal cord. We often hold tension there. So if you need to, just use your fingers to apply some pressure and go in a clockwise circle. That is the basic reflexology or acupressure point. Another thing you can do at this point is tap. Just tap on your skull. Yesterday, I discovered a point in the center of the top of the head to help with fibromyalgia, which is overactive nerves. Combining it with a Reiki exercise like this will probably double the power. Mostly I'm running my fingers through my scalp and giving this area some love. Another thing you can do is lightly massage your temples and feel what that is doing to your own energy. I'm sensing that this is about complete. I don't know if we've reached a 10-minute point, but let's move down to our pineal gland. Let that fluid, that plasma, just flood the area. See if you can get to your pineal gland, like a little acorn, and consciously nurture it. You also have the power to stimulate it. You can go in and lightly tap it. As part of your Reiki healing, you can always go in and talk to it. You can ask it questions. You can tell it what you would like it to do. You have the power to do a lot of things. I am getting a message to just flood this area with the ultramarine blue. Okay, I wrapped this up, so we will be moving down. I'm not doing the chakras. I'm being told to do specific areas. Another area to send Reiki. For some reason, I just happened to be looking at some acupressure points yesterday, and I suffer from dry eye. There's a point right at the center of your eyebrow you can do acupressure, but it can also be stimulated by Reiki. If you've done any acupressure, what you basically do is use the flat of your thumb and rotate in a clockwise position 3 times, and then release and repeat as many times as you feel you need. And if you feel pain or anything like crystalline, those are blockages. So you can gently massage those to include acupressure in your healing. This is also a liver point. So dry eye is connected to your liver. They're both cleansers. Okay. We'll move on to the bridge of our nose. If anyone has problems with sinuses, you can directly bring that plasma down and fill your sinuses. And you can either direct it or just say, go do your work. You can also tap to stimulate the energy. And I'm running it along the orb edge on the bottom of my eye, which will work with vision as well as sinuses. Let's move down to our upper lip, along the ridge where our teeth connect to our gums. And if you know any of those people you put in your circle who are having trouble with this, send that little extra energy to them, to that point. I am continuing with some of the acupressure, but you can just do your regular Reiki, whatever feels right, and use your intuition. It could be tapping, massaging, or just sending the Reiki. Okay, I'm moving down to my chin, dropping and loosening my jaw. Then down to my throat chakra. Touching the glands. It's allergy season. Many of you may have swollen glands. They're doing their job. A strategy I learned for the throat chakra is to put one hand behind your neck and one in the front and pull that energy back and forth. It's almost like you're yanking on it or tugging, and then push it back, sliding it back and forth as if there's a peg. Swallow. Swallow the energy back down into the chest area. Your upper chest is the center of compassion. And the chakra color is aqua or aquamarine. You move to a point just under your shoulder blade in the center. There are glands here. And if you do those acupressure, if it hurts, then you need to do more work. And it will relieve a lot of problems. I do it when I happen to think of it. But if you press on it and it's painful, go back later and work on it. It will make a huge difference. Move down to the heart chakra. We focus on our hearts when we're usually working on this, but behind your heart, between your shoulder blades, is the lung point. We don't often focus on the lungs. So it's your choice to either focus on your heart or your lungs, or both. You can use the green energy. You can bring it down as that plasma, silver, or whichever ray work is for you. Use your intuition about how to do this. Okay, I'm following my sternum down to my solar plexus. Yellow chakra. Through my years of doing Reiki, I discovered that this is an area where I often hold anger. It took me years, but I focused on it. I did a lot of work with Alice, and I could actually release that, and it came out in the form of smoke, black smoke. So sometimes it helps if you can actually visualize that smoke. Another thing that I did to release it was breathe out really hard like this, pushing it out of your solar plexus. While you're working on your solar plexus, focusing on the chakra, you can also target problem areas if you're having problems with your digestive system, your esophagus. Go into the organ. You can talk to these organs. You can ask them. You can ask them to give you information about what they need. Probably 90% of the response will be change your habits, but we already know that. We're going to move down from that area to our navel. The umbilical cord is where we were connected to our mothers. So I believe, and I'm getting the message right now, that this is very primal healing. And this is a spot where you can work to locate some of those really early childhood issues. For some reason, I'm getting the message that we have the power to recreate our umbilical cord and redesign it to actually help correct and heal the past. Wow, that's powerful. Another point I'd like to share, if you have digestive problems, even constipation, in Aikido and working with Chi, if you go 3 fingers below your navel, that's called your 1 point, your center point, the center of your energy. I did take an Aikido class, and if you focus on this singular point, your 1 point, someone can't knock you over. You're that centered. So if you feel you need to be centered, practice that. From that point, just press like before with the acupressure points and go in a spiral around your navel. One large spiral, and stop where you're feeling any issues to continue giving it more. Follow that spiral until it gets larger and larger. And this should move your energy and help with digestive issues. I've seen people use it for constipation. It's actually following the track of your intestines. You're ready to move on. That 1 point, 3 fingers below your navel, is also your creativity center. I worked on it, and I now have a commission to create a painted paved walk for the Children's Museum in the Butterfly Garden. So I'm really, really rolling with this point. And for women, if there are any issues with your reproductive system, you can focus on this area too. Again, we can talk to these organs. And we can talk with our hands, just using our energy. Okay, move down to the root chakra. Root chakra is also major in healing our past, and we often have blockages here. This is the area of our reproduction. So if you're having any familial issues or even congenital issues, this may help with healing. Okay, slide your hands down your thigh to your knees. I believe that working with the knees and activating that energy is very important. Sometimes if you're doing a Reiki session and the person you're working on, their energy seems to stop at their knees, that should be activated. And one of the signs of this is the emotional feeling that you're basically cut off at the knees, that you are being blocked from your accomplishments or what you want to do. This is for healing some of those blockages. And that's where the term comes from, cut off at the knees. Move down to, slide down your calf to your Achilles heel. This is another point where power is cut off. In the Odyssey, the term Achilles heel means his weak point, and that is what eventually killed him. The arrow went through his Achilles heel. So work on this point, especially if you feel overly vulnerable. Most of us who are very sensitive actually are very vulnerable because we're picking up the energy of others. And we're very sensitive to others' pain. You can massage it, do the acupressure points, or just use Reiki. Okay, move on to past your heel and to the area, the soft tissue under your feet. And in acupressure, the points here basically relate to your internal organs. Your heart would be the point between your big toe and your other toes. There's like a V there. But you can always just sort of in your head map the area because that's basically the trunk of your body. and move up to the point between your big toe and the next toe underneath, and you can focus on that point, or you can focus on acupressure, and these basically are your eyes. And I don't know off the top of my head, but another point between other toes are your ears, your hearing, and your other sense organs. And you can move to your big toe and the next toe, and the point right between where the webbing begins. That will take care of most headaches. Your big toe is your acupressure point for your head. And the base of that, your big toe, is the point for your neck. And I think we should just wrap up by gently massaging your toe and then pulling it. Each toe. This little piggy went to market. Maybe there is a real reason for parents playing that game with their kids. They're tugging and playing with their toes. A lot of energy based there. One other area I found important, years ago I practiced macrobiotics and I took some classes on reflexology. It was basically Japanese. Traditionally, the spine is along the arch of your foot, but I found that the hard outside area very much reflects a person's spine. And often when I work on this area, I'll feel like a lump moving out, and that's all often a point of pain or scoliosis, like Alice has scoliosis, and it's prominent in that spot. So if someone's having back problems, you can work on a spot that's relevant, related to that point along that line. Okay, so if you're using your hands, slide back up to your face. Say to the energy or the universe anything you would like to. And then smooth. And seal. And then energetically, just throw the energy and throw it over our particular group and include everyone else who was included in that circle today. And then pull it back under, and we've caught everyone in a bubble. And I believe that's it. You want to take a moment for closure for yourself. Does anyone have any comments?
I'll share. Barb, thank you so much. That was amazing. I feel so different. I'm like a changed person or something. It's been a while since I've been able to do like a full body um, healing. Like I usually focus on chakras when I'm doing my own self-healing, but the massage, like I respond a great deal to the acupressure and massage and going even down to the feet. Like I was feeling points and releases of energy and in surprising ways, like and it seemed instant. So I think this is something that I'll look a little bit more into. I did have a question. What was the thing you were talking about at the end that was linked to, like, for people that have back pain or spinal issues? The specific point on the was it the feet?
Yes, on the outside ridge,
Okay.
is pretty much parallel to the spine.
Okay.
Okay, so as I said, a lot of times I'll work on someone, I'll say, are you having trouble with the back, the midpoint of your back or your upper back? And they'll feel it, especially in the feet. If you do acupressure, you'll often feel like little crystalline pieces in troubling areas. If you really work on that, you'll break them up and the energy will be able to flow. Or if the person feels a sudden pain when you're doing that, I feel talking to you right now, I'm feeling a spot that I need to work on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. This is amazing. I really appreciate it.
Sure. I started out thinking chakras, but just, the universe told me, I just followed what I was told to do. Anyone else?
Yes, this was very helpful. Also have back problems and scoliosis. So I had the same question. I was like, can we go back to the foot? Because you always give me so much information that I've literally never heard before. And that's why I got into Reiki in the first place, because I love knowledge. I want to learn. There has to be a better way, the medicine that, so all of this is fascinating. It makes me want to go out and read books on it. So thank you very, very much. And yeah, I'm definitely going to work on this in the future.
What I found that I did from the beginning, because many years ago I did take some reflexology, that whatever modality is called on for the moment, I may not just stick with the Reiki healing. I may end up massaging someone's shoulders or their feet. I read
You
a
can
book
come to my house anytime.
Actually, I read a book in the 70s, but it was called Stories the Feet Can Tell.
Ooh.
I don't know if it's still in publication, but it's got all the charts, all of the information I needed. And it was really life-changing.
Ooh, thank you.
Sure.
Barb, can you repeat that title?
Stories the Feet Can Tell.
Stories the feet can tell. Okay, I was going to look it up and post it to see if it is still available.
We're talking 70s.
Barb, I would like to share.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that was wonderful, amazing. I really appreciate. And today I just feel kind of have this section in the middle of the nature. And I brought with me my dog in here.
Aww.
And it's amazing because she had an episode last week with her brain. And I brought her to this section. So your work with the lava, I just could kind of send her the energy. And so far she has receiving a lot of Reiki and she's recovering so well. We are so grateful for all this blessing. And I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And if you want to work with your dog, I've replayed some of our sessions when it was appropriate. It's like we have a library.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just
Okay.
go from Alice's, the notice you get. There's a link there to, that lists all the former sessions.
Okay.
So I will replay one that I think is relevant.
Okay. That's good. I
Okay.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, everyone.
Anyone else?
Hey,
I
Barb,
did
this is
post-
Allison. So,
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry, Allison. I did post the title of the book and the author
Oh, great. Okay.
on the chat. I'm sorry,
All
Al.
no, okay, okay. I was
right.
gonna echo what others have said. Barb, thank you so much. It's like, as always, it's been a very relaxing session. I will admit that there were points where I was more focused, like for example, more towards the crown chakra, and then the reflexology point here, like in between the eyebrows and then the knees. But
Mhm.
like nonetheless, when I kind of like drifted like in between the points, like consciously, and then kind of like relaxing, like drifting into sort of like relaxation and then back, it was still very relaxing. So thank you so much for that.
Well, I think the point is that the energy is going to what you individually need. And it sounds like you did exactly that.
Hi,
Well,
Barb. This is
hi.
Denise. I just
Hi,
wanted
Denise.
to say thank you. Also, the guidance through the pressure points, it led to a lot of lovely releasing, and I do feel just in a nice place as a result. So it's
Good.
wonderfully, it's a wonderful surprise. Thank you.
Isn't it nice to know that we really are in charge of our own health?
Oh goodness, it's
Right?
reminding me to be intentional. Like I want to get
Right.
that book for the feet.
Okay. All right. Well, it looks like we've pretty much run out of time, and I'd like to thank everyone. I'm always surprised when the universe takes over. I get really nervous when I'm asked to speak, but I was told what to do. Okay. Have a wonderful holiday. This is a special energy too, because it's about, a whole lot about releasing. And have a good day.
Thank you, Barb. Thank you
Sure.
so much for jumping in.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Meeting
All
us.
righty. Bye.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.